everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Lunch and Life with Sharon and
Robin Joy.
it's the last week of October. Oh my God. Again, where did the time go? Right? It's just so crazy. We both get like so caught up in everything that we're doing. And there you go. It's another Thursday. So
Another Thursday and another month.
yeah, for sure. And what we want to do today is just talk about nourishing chili bowl, something warming. We want to share a recipe with you and also an idea of what you can do with lion's mane mushrooms. That. So Robin and I were talking about how we love making bowls. We always share with you guys how we make all these different kinds of bowls. And chili is just one of those simple, easy things to make because you have to do some chopping and you just like throw everything in a pot, but that's it. It just simmers and you're done.
Yeah. I love chilies in this time of year. I love soups this time of year, and even just roasting whatever is left in the refrigerator. It's kind of my go-to because one, it's easy, especially chili or soup because it has to just cook. And then you use things up and it's warming and it just feeds your soul. And it's the temperature. It's funny when temperature starts to change because even like that 60 degrees or 65, it's still got that coolness in the air. So you just need that little bit of warmth.
Right. And chili is great also, as is a stew, but chili is really great because most people do have, whether it's chopped beef or you're using beans if you're a vegetarian or ground turkey, most people have that in their freezer, and most people have some sort of tomatoes, even if it's canned whole tomatoes, and the spices, an onion. So you're really taking what you have. And I threw in, so I used ground turkey and I actually threw it in frozen into the pot. I used like a soup pot and I put a little water in it so that I could kind of steam the frozen turkey. So it could kind of break open a little bit. And then I was there like chopping it open. Seriously. But what's great about that is, you can add any kind of spices that you want. And, some of my favorite are ground cumin and chili powder and oregano, and then chopping up just even like some red onion and tomato. And it takes no time. It was done in like 10 minutes.
Yeah. Another great thing to do, I'm starting to find of like prepping certain vegetables. So in little mason jars, if you have scallions, like I use scallions a lot. So chop it up and put the extras away, or lemon juice or lime juice, squeeze enough that you just have it. So it's easy to grab and go. But I'm trying to think what I was going with that garlic. So instead of, I like garlic powder as well, but roasted garlic is so good in whether it's a chili or a stew or something like that. It's just slightly different flavor and definitely worth it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot to mention to add some garlic. That is such a great point that you made. Such a great idea for everybody is to chop things and keep them when you know that you're using them quite often. Like I just showed, with the red onions. And then even though we always like to encourage people, right, plan your week so that you have an idea, so that you can get all the ingredients, it's still something that is so simple to put together. And it's grounding, right? This change of seasons is very grounding. And then and I put also some fresh chopped cilantro. So then you have like a nice chili that you can put any type of vegetables with it. You have broccoli, snap peas, asparagus. Like, people think chili has to be made a certain way, and it doesn't. It can have a base recipe and then throw in all these colorful or a lot of greens into it.
Yeah, I always, and I just grabbed it because I just bought some more today. This is in 3 days, this is my third batch of spinach. I'll take a handful, wash up a handful and throw it into a pot. It gives you the greens. So it's not always, your protein and then a salad sort of thing.
Yes.
But I'll throw it in and it kind of just simmers down a little bit. And, spinach shrinks to nothing. So you need more than you think. But It's good because it adds texture. It gives you some nutrients. You can talk all the vitamins. That's your thing. But I know it's good and it's good for you.
No, it's listen, any dark leaf grief, like a tongue twister today, any dark green leafy vegetable is going to give you, it's built, it's alkalizing and it gives you your antioxidants and your vitamins. And that's such a great point of just take, whether it's a handful, I sometimes just take the whole box and at the end of whatever I'm making.
Yeah, and just mix it in and it steams it down perfectly.
It's so simple. And I think we overthink things and it doesn't have to be that complicated.
Yeah,
If you
I
have
agree.
spices, and trust me, I am seasonally challenged with spices, but if you have a good recipe, it just keeps it simple. And you want a good protein, you want the dark green leafy vegetables, and you also want a starchier vegetable, which could be the snap peas or the broccoli or the asparagus. It doesn't always have to be like, oh, I need a root vegetable, or oh, I need, some sweet potato kind of thing. It could be looking at some of the other vegetables that are a little more starchy. Does that make sense?
It does make sense, actually.
Yeah. So that gives you variety also.
Yeah, because I make it on the vegetarian side, obviously for my household. And so I do a lot of the beans and I do a variety. So if I need white chili, I will do white beans. And if I don't care, I will mix it all up. But so mix a variety of that. And then even if you do have frozen veggies in the freezer, you can use that. If you've got the fresh stuff, obviously fresh is best, but use what you have and then throw the fresh stuff in at the end.
Totally agree with you. So I want to shift gears a little because you made something very interesting with lion's mane mushrooms. Tell us about it.
Well, let me just show you this picture too, because the picture says it all. So everyone can see this.
Oh, that looks so good.
Lion's mane mushrooms, aka fried chicken, but you can do a ton with them. They're very large. They're white and very large, and they're very I call them, like, I think I said to you, they feel like they're feathers, but they're very, very meaty. And our local health food store had gotten a couple boxes in. They're not the cheapest things, but I was so determined to follow this recipe. There's a couple of vegan restaurants, this Winter Park Biscuits down in Florida, does a whole bunch of different things with them, but they make these fried chicken sandwiches, and I was determined to try and figure this out. So basically a ton of spices, and they use soy milk, you can use almond milk, but that's your drudge sort of thing with the spices. They use regular let's speak today.
Both of us.
They fry regularly with oil. I have an air fryer, so I did both. I will say this, I'm so used to using an air fryer, so I no longer like that oily taste in foods. These mushrooms, though, absorb everything. So to me, it absorbed extra oil. So that was my only thing. The breading, the crispiness is fantastic. So if I could just like make everything with a crispy coating and eat that, I'd be thrilled. But I was told you can saute them in garlic and either butter or olive oil or whatever you're making. Like, it really takes on flavor. But they're huge. They're big and they're white. They're called lion's mane mushrooms. I guess they're in season now. And they're just a great supplement. They're like, a portobello is a very meaty mushroom. This is almost meatier. And
I've never had them.
They're really good. And talk about a protein, actually. So what I should have done is actually saved a little bit and chopped it up finely, sauteed it almost as my protein, like a meat. Like, it really tastes like meat. And it really, I think you could chop it almost to a ground meat type of supplement.
Right. I haven't tried it yet. It's something I haven't seen it in my store. And you said that your neighbor told you like that they have 2 boxes. Go and get it now.
Yeah. So we have this cute little local neighborhood store, and she had gone in there and they literally had 2 half-pound boxes. from a farmer, a local farmer. And she had called me because we were talking about it one day. And she's like, I just got one. The other has your name on it. And so I called them and I said, I'll be in, either tonight or tomorrow morning. And sure enough, they put it aside for me. And literally, I think there were 4, but they were this big. And it just looks like almost like a big sphere. So the pieces I showed you were literally 2 of them chopped at least into quarters. That's how big they were.
Right. And the whole thing, when you're saying the feathery, that's the part that looks like the lion's mane. That's
Yeah, it does. Thank you.
Call it that, right?
It goes together.
Yeah.
And the whole thing, it's like a big, like a mane, it's a big crown, right? So it doesn't have like a typical mushroom, how it's almost underneath the mushroom is like the filters almost.
Right.
It doesn't have like a cap to it. It's just one big meaty thing.
Yeah. And it's, listen, mushrooms are medicinal, anti-inflammatory, good for brain health and cognitive health and boosting antioxidants. What's beautiful about all of this is just that there are so many different types of vegetables to help boost your immune system and to eat in a healthy way as we transition into, well, it's fall already, but as we transition through the fall season into the holidays. Oh my God.
I know. So, I'm thinking for Thanksgiving, I'd like to see if I can put some on order, because even if it's for, say, stuffing or something like that, I think because I have half vegans coming and half not, it would be a great supplement as a meatier tasting, healthier version of something that's not, processed.
Well, I can't wait till you make it again and show us.
I'll show you. I'll try and make it and show you the real thing.
Yeah. And next month, wow, as we wrap up with October, next month, we're going to share tips on how to manage the stress through the holidays, a couple of more recipes, and just making sure you take care of yourself as we gear ourselves up towards this really massive season, because it's the first one where we're going to be with other people.
Yeah.
Amidst all this COVID or post-COVID or whatever. It's not really post, but
whatever section of COVID we're in, half out. We don't know yet, but
so until next time, as always, love unpacking Lunch and Life with you, Robin, and we'll see everybody next month.
Take care.